Kelsey Mitchell has found herself in serious hot water.
Kelsey Mitchell's situation is just getting worse.
Her sister went on social media.
She made a comment.
These two players can win some games without Clark, but
Clark can't win a single game
without them.
Diminishing Caitlin Clark's importance and saying that they should really be running the offense through Kelsey Mitchell.
Is looking real spooky.
Kelsey Mitchell, get your people in check. You need to know. Do not say anything to downplay.
When criticism starts spreading across social media, many athletes feel pressure to respond immediately. In today's digital era, a single comment can spark thousands of reactions within minutes, often pushing players to defend themselves publicly. However, when the remarks connected to the family of Kelsey Mitchell began circulating, Caitlin Clark chose a completely different approach. Instead of firing back with heated posts, sarcastic comments, or interviews addressing the controversy, Clark stayed silent and let her performance on the court speak for itself. That decision quickly became part of the storyline. While the online debate intensified, Clark continued focusing on basketball. Game after game, she delivered the type of performances that have defined her career: deep three-pointers, quick passes, and the fearless style of play that has turned her into one of the most exciting players in the league. Rather than responding to critics with words, she answered them with results. As the season progressed, many fans felt that Clark's response actually strengthened her reputation. Instead of fueling the drama, she appeared determined to stay locked in on her goals with the Indiana Fever. Each impressive performance seemed to shift the narrative away from the controversy and back toward the game itself. Commentators began highlighting her composure, noting how rare it is for a rookie to handle that level of attention without getting pulled into constant online battles. Meanwhile, the reaction online began to change direction. The criticism initially aimed at Clark gradually turned toward the people who had questioned her abilities. Social media users started revisiting the comments attributed to Mitchell's family, debating whether those statements had been fair or unnecessarily dismissive. As the discussion grew louder, reports suggested that the backlash was becoming difficult for some individuals connected to the situation. According to online speculation, the controversy also placed emotional pressure on Mitchell herself, even though she was not the one making the posts. Being caught between family opinions and professional teammates can be an uncomfortable position for any athlete. Mitchell has long been a key contributor for the Fever, known for her scoring ability and leadership on the court. Many fans expressed sympathy, recognizing that family members speaking out publicly can sometimes create complications that players themselves never intended. Throughout all of this, Clark continued doing what she has always done best: competing at the highest level possible. Her ability to remain focused reinforced why she has become such a central figure in the league's growing popularity. Supporters frequently describe her as the face of a new era for women's basketball, someone capable of drawing massive crowds and inspiring a new generation of fans. As emotions continued swirling around the situation, one thing became increasingly clear. Clark's strategy of responding through performance rather than arguments had dramatically shifted the tone of the conversation. Instead of focusing solely on criticism, people were once again talking about her impact on the game itself. Yet the controversy was far from over. As fans dug deeper into where the comments originated, the story moved toward a specific social media post that had triggered the entire chain of reactions.
Delusional fans can stay mad and call me all of the names in the book, but we all know, including y'all who carries my Fever team, these two players can win some games without Clark, but Clark can't win a single game without them.
It's something that is getting completely.
A new wave of controversy has surfaced around the Indiana Fever, and this time the spotlight isn't only on what happens during games. Instead, the attention has shifted toward comments reportedly coming from the family of one of the team's key players, Kelsey Mitchell. The situation quickly caught fire across social media when claims began circulating that members of Mitchell's family had taken direct shots at rookie sensation Caitlin Clark. According to those discussions, Clark was described as overhyped, with critics suggesting that much of the attention surrounding her success was exaggerated by fans and media outlets rather than earned solely through performance. The remarks didn't stop there. Some of the criticism reportedly went even further, arguing that Clark would struggle to achieve meaningful success if she did not have strong teammates around her to support her. In particular, the conversation framed Mitchell and other Indiana players as the true foundation behind the team's progress. The suggestion was that Clark's rise was not purely the result of her own talent but instead depended heavily on the presence and contributions of experienced players already established within the organization. That narrative immediately sparked debate among basketball fans. Clark has become one of the most talked about athletes in women's basketball, drawing unprecedented attention to the WNBA and attracting new audiences who previously did not follow the league closely. Her deep shooting range, fast-paced playmaking, and ability to produce highlight reel moments have transformed many Fever games into must-watch events. Because of that influence, any criticism aimed at Clark tends to ignite intense reactions online. Supporters of Clark quickly pushed back against the claims that she was simply benefiting from hype. They pointed out that she arrived in the league after one of the most historic college careers in women's basketball, where she shattered scoring records and consistently dominated against elite competition. To them, labeling her success as overhyped felt like an attempt to minimize the skill and dedication she had demonstrated for years before entering the professional level. At the same time, others argued that the conversation revealed deeper tensions that can sometimes arise when a highly publicized rookie joins a team with established veterans. In professional sports, sudden attention around a new player can create complicated dynamics, especially when the spotlight shifts away from athletes who have been working for recognition for many seasons. Some observers believe that these types of situations are less about personal conflict and more about the pressures that come with fame, expectations, and constant media coverage. Regardless of the motivations behind the comments, the story spread rapidly across sports media and fan communities. What might have begun as a single remark soon evolved into a much larger narrative about respect, recognition, and the shifting spotlight within the Fever organization. For many fans, the situation raised an important question: would this off-court tension affect the chemistry of a team that had been building strong momentum? As the debate continued to grow, all eyes turned toward Clark herself to see how she would respond. In the modern sports world, athletes often react quickly to criticism through social media or interviews. But Clark's reaction would take a very different direction, one that ultimately shifted the entire conversation in an unexpected way.
Caitlin Clark is the face of a league.
There's one person in this league that when she walks in the building, when she walks in the room, the owners see dollar signs. There's only one person and her.
As the online discussion expanded, new claims began surfacing about additional comments connected to the controversy involving Caitlin Clark and the family of Kelsey Mitchell. According to fans sharing screenshots and descriptions of the conversation, the criticism did not stop at questioning Clark's individual impact. The posts reportedly went further by challenging the very idea that the Indiana Fever offense should be built around her style of play. Some comments allegedly argued that the team should rely more heavily on its established stars rather than focusing so much attention on the rookie guard. Supporters of that view suggested that players like Mitchell and Aaliyah Boston had already proven themselves as reliable leaders for the franchise. From that perspective, the argument was that Clark should be treated as an important contributor but not necessarily the central figure shaping the entire offensive system. Those remarks quickly sparked debate among fans and analysts who follow the Fever closely. On one side, some people felt the criticism highlighted an important basketball discussion. In team sports, finding the right balance between star power and overall chemistry can be complicated. Even the most talented rookies must eventually adapt to systems that involve multiple players sharing responsibilities. On the other side, Clark's supporters believed the criticism ignored the extraordinary impact she had already made. Since entering the league, Clark has been responsible for some of the most electrifying moments in recent WNBA history. Her deep shooting range stretches defenses in ways few players can replicate, forcing opponents to guard her far beyond the three-point line. That ability opens space for teammates, creating opportunities for scoring that might not otherwise exist. Fans also pointed out that building an offense around a generational talent is not unusual in professional basketball. Many legendary players have had systems designed to maximize their strengths. From fast-paced guard-driven attacks to inside-out strategies centered around dominant post players, teams often adapt their style to fit the skills of their most influential athletes. Because of that context, the comments questioning Clark's role were interpreted by some fans as dismissive rather than constructive. Supporters argued that Clark had already proven she could elevate the entire team's performance, not just her own statistics. They highlighted moments where her passing, court vision, and leadership helped teammates shine during critical stretches of games. As the debate continued across social media, the tone of the conversation became increasingly intense. For some fans, the issue was no longer simply about basketball strategy. Instead, it had evolved into a larger discussion about recognition, respect, and the way rising stars are sometimes treated when they disrupt established hierarchies within a team. The controversy continued to grow as more details from the alleged posts spread across different platforms. Soon, another claim began circulating, one that would intensify the reaction even further by targeting the fans who passionately support Clark.
Brown person writes on Facebook, Clark's delusional fans can stay mad and call me all the names in the book, but we all saw, including y'all, who carries my Fever team, and we all know who the offense should be.
The controversy surrounding Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell reportedly began with a single social media post, one that quickly spread far beyond its original audience. According to discussions circulating among fans, the message did not come from a random critic or an anonymous internet account. Instead, it was allegedly posted by Chelsea Mitchell, the twin sister of Kelsey Mitchell, which immediately drew more attention because of her close connection to a player on the Indiana Fever roster. The post reportedly appeared on Facebook, where Chelsea Mitchell shared comments that many interpreted as dismissive of Clark's influence on the team's success. As screenshots began spreading across various platforms, the message quickly turned into a viral talking point. In the post, Clark's contributions were reportedly minimized, with suggestions that the Fever's improvements should not be credited primarily to the rookie guard. What made the situation even more controversial was the way the conversation developed afterward. As the discussion grew online, Chelsea Mitchell allegedly returned to social media to respond to comments from other users. During that exchange, some observers claim she agreed with a remark suggesting Clark would struggle to win games without the strong support of her teammates. Those teammates include some of the Fever's most important players, such as Aaliyah Boston. Boston, a highly respected star in the league, has played a major role in the team's development and is widely praised for her leadership and consistency. The idea that Clark's success depends heavily on teammates like Boston and Kelsey Mitchell became one of the central arguments within the online debate. However, the situation took another turn when the account involved in the discussion suddenly disappeared. Shortly after the post began circulating widely and drawing criticism, Chelsea Mitchell's Twitter account reportedly vanished. Fans searching for the page noticed that it could no longer be found, leading many to assume the account had been deleted. The disappearance only fueled more speculation. Some believed the account was removed to prevent the controversy from growing further, while others thought it might have been a reaction to the intense backlash that had begun building online. Regardless of the reason, the absence of the account made it difficult to verify every detail of the original conversation, leaving fans to rely mostly on screenshots and secondhand reports. For many observers, the situation illustrated how quickly a single post can spiral into a major story in the modern sports world. Social media platforms allow comments to spread globally within minutes, especially when they involve high-profile athletes like Clark. What might have once been a private opinion shared among a small circle can suddenly become a headline debated by thousands of fans. As the story continued evolving, the discussion moved beyond just one post. Attention began focusing on additional comments that reportedly criticized the idea of building the Fever's offense around Clark. Those remarks would add another layer to an already heated debate about how the team should structure its future.